Hello guys, welcome to a new episode of the Planeswalker scene. Today we're going to make a deck touch of the Gitrog Monster. The Gitrog Monster is a frog horror legendary creature that costs 5 mana, black and green. It's a 6/6 with death touch, and at the beginning of each of our upkeeps we have to sacrifice a land or sacrifice the monster, and we can play an additional land every turn, and every time one or more lands are put into our graveyard from anywhere, we can draw a card. So this is great with cycle, discarding the cards and that kind of stuff. So this is going to be a land heavy deck. As you can see, I run 49 lands, which might be a lot, but with the Gitrog Monster you are going to start discarding them and fetching and everything. So you have to, and you will draw tons of cards, so it's kind of the same. The first land that we are going to talk about is the Dryad Arbor. It's a 1/1 creature that it's also a land. It's great because it can block and draw as a card with the Gitrog Monster. We also run the Greens and Zenith, so we can pay 1 green mana to search for it. It's super cool interaction, it's the best ramp you can get. We are running an Ancient Tomb because we need to cast the Gitrog Monster as soon as possible. We're going to run the fetches, every fetch land that we can, even the old bad ones, because you need to draw cards, and it's good. It's good in this deck. We are also running the cycle lands because the Gitrog Monster says that when a land is put into a graveyard from anywhere, so if you discard it with the cycle, you also draw. So you pay 1 black mana with Barren Moor, for example, to draw 2 cards, and it's insane. At instant speed also. We run the filter lands, of course, the duels. We are going to use some utility land. These ones are great because they come into play untapped. This is not a really color heavy deck, so it's okay to run lands that only add colorless, and it's also have a sacrifice ability that it's okay, not super great, but if you add the text and draw an extra card, it's start to become powerful. We are also running the lands that search for more lands, like fetches but better. Well, the actual fetch land, the Cabal Coffers plus Urbor combo, some pain lands that fix our colors. We're going to run the Dredge lands because if you discard this, you can bring it back, and if with the Dredge ability you hit a land, you also draw for that land, so it's really good interaction. As I told you, we are going to run as much fetches as we can, even evolving wilds and that kind of stuff. As usual, we run a lot of basics because basics are the best land ever. Cost quarter, because sometimes you can lock people out of the game with exploration kind of stuff plus Crucible of Words. So we're going to run Ghost Quarter, Wasteland, and Strip Mine. Sadly, Strip Mine got banned in Magic Online, and I don't have Wasteland in Mall, so whatever. More fetches. We are also going to use this kind of soul lands that you can sacrifice it to up 2 mana, because it also draws as a card. It's like in-game cycle with a benefit. So, and well, every one of those. This one with depletion counters like the remote farm, and I don't remember the names of the other ones. Whatever. We're going to play Larus Valley. It's a land that adds 3 mana, and when it comes into play you have to sacrifice another 2 untapped lands. So it's kind of the same, but you draw a card. Of course, if the opponent runs Wasteland or that kind of, or Ghost Quarter, can set us behind, but they don't usually. Mana Confluence, Mystic Rainforest, more fetches, more duels, Pit Bog because it's the black depletion counter land, Blood Delta, Polluted Mire. We're running the 4 cycle lands. I should use Ash Barrens, but I don't have it in Magic Online. Reliquary Tower is super important because you tend to draw a million cards with this deck sometimes. And well, every single cycle land, fetch land, and whatever. Urborg because you run couple coffers and nothing really special in the lands. We are also running Mox Chrome. We should run Mox Diamond, but I don't have it in Magic Online. It's great to play the Gitrog Monster as early as possible, especially because once it's in play, you won't feel the card disadvantage because you're going to start feeling that you draw like whole your library. We're going to play Raven's Crime. It's insane the retrace ability. You can play this like 4 times a turn and draw a card every time you do it, so it's kind of insane retrace with the Gitrog Monster. Retrace reads that, well, Raven's Crime, it's for 1 black mana, target player discards a card. But you may pay this card from your graveyard by discarding a land card from in addition to paying its cost. So, you pay 1 black, if it's in your graveyard, you discard a land, draw a card, they discard 1. So, insane. Vampiric Tutor, because Vampiric Tutor. We're running the Mana Dorks, of course, everyone. Versioning is especially broken in this deck because you're going to draw millions lands, and those lands are probably fetch lands, and you're going to crack them to draw extra cards, so it's insane. Crop Rotation because it's a tutor for land that also sacrifices a land, so super cool in this deck. More ramp, more dorks. I use some spell shapers because of the discard ability. They are not super great, but they are okay, and you can also always discard lands and get extra value of them. Groundskeeper is especially cool because you can pay 2 mana to return a basic land to your hand. Later on you're going to start sacrificing your own lands, so in this way you will have a way to return them. It's super cool. Shoraga for the ramp, Llanowar Elf for the ramp, Nature's Claim because it's a toolbox, I don't know, it can work for everything, and Elixir of Immortality because we might mill ourselves. I run some dredge creators. Okay. Clarifag, for example. It's not super great, but you can always discard it and use the ability, so you will hit something. I don't know. I run it. Get Verdict because I don't have better cards in Magic Online, but it shouldn't be here. Constant Mist is super great in this deck because now you can prevent all combat damage and also draw a card, so it's super great against Voltron strategies. Fork in the Road is okay because you will search your library for 2 basic lands card, put 1 in your hand and the other one in your graveyard, so you will draw a card with that one and also fill your graveyard, which is great for things like Worm Harvest, for example. So we're running Light from the Loam because, well, as I told you, Dredge is an okay ability in this kind of deck, and the ability of Light from the Loam is insane in this deck, so one of the best cards you can draw. We're using Regrowth because we're going to discard and put a lot of things in our graveyard, of course. Sylvan Library because it's Sylvan Library, it's one of the best cards in Commander. Sylvan Scrying because we're running a tons of non-basic lands. For example, if we have Cabal Coffers, we're going to need the Urborg, so this is a way to search for those cards. We're also playing Wild Mongorel because of the discard ability. Not super relevant, but it let us draw cards at instant speed with the Gitrog Monster by discarding those cards, those land cards. And we're playing some kind of exploration, kind of abilities. I don't have Exploration in Magic Online because it's super expensive here, but this is like the second best, I guess. I don't know. Versioning is better. Then I play Foot Boots because we need to protect our general, because this is kind of a Voltron-ish. I don't know, it's a strange deck. And Trailblazer's Boot because we need a win condition and our general hits like a lot, so make him unblockable is always great. We are playing another Dredger, nothing much to say about that. Phyrexian Arena for the extra draws. Azusa because we need to ramp for our general as much as we can, and we are going to draw millions cards, so what better than put those cards into play. Because I'm playing Azusa and the Gitrog Monster and the versioning and those kind of effects, I like Cultivate's kind of card, because we're going to search for lands and put it into play and in our hand, and will be able to play it immediately. We also play Harrow because Harrow said that you have to sacrifice a land and you search for 2 lands, basic lands, and put it into play untapped. And this is great because as we sacrifice a land, we also draw one. Kodama's Reach, that is the same as Cultivate. And we're playing Scour the Borders. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature or land card from among them in your hand and the rest in your graveyard. It's not the best, but you can always put something in your graveyard and draw an extra card, so it's better with the monster, I guess. Stoic Builder, it's like an Eternal Witness, but just for lands, but in this deck it's good. Of course, we're playing Cursor of Krufix because we're going to play a million lands a turn, and it's always better to play it from the top of your library, so okay. Eternal Witness itself because she's great. Crucible of Wars, this is one of the most powerful cards in the deck, because now you can lock people out of the game with some kind of wasteland or strip mine locks or squatter or whatever. Or you can also fetch like 5 times a turn and draw 5 cards, so it's become insane. And Horn of Greed, that if you don't know it, you should, because it's insanely good. That's it. Whenever a player plays a land, that player draws a card. It's symmetrical, everybody will draw it, but we're going to play much more lands than everybody else, that this will become ridiculous. Then we play Oracle Muldaya because it's one of the best cards in green, but it's also insane in this deck in particular because it synergizes with the whole deck. You can play an extra land and you can play lands from the top of our library, so it's good. And Splendid Reclamation, that is one that I don't have in real life, but it's insane. Let us put all our fetches in play again, so extra value as hell. This card is insane in this deck. Then we're becoming closer to our finishers. The one of the best cards of the deck also is this little Scourge Familiar. It says that you may discard a card to add 1 black mana to your mana pool. In this way you can start discarding your lands to draw a card and add a mana. So this is a ramp slash draw engine that is insanely good in this deck. You should try it. Obnixilis, if you saw the last game I played, I don't have to explain this because he's insanely good. Every time you play a land, every time a land enters to the battlefield under our control, you may have target player lose 3 life, and if you do, you put 3+1/+1 counters on Obnixilis. So now you play a fetch and crack it, and Obnixilis becomes a 9/9, and the opponent loses 6 life, and you're going to do this like 5 times times a turn, so you can easily kill people with this. It's super great. Acidic slime because I don't. Fuck. Sorry guys. Here. Because it's okay, and I don't have all the cards that I need in Magic Online, so it's okay. We're running Titania. Titania is one of our finishers. Now every time a land we control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, we create a 5/3 elemental token. So with all the fetches and all the interaction and la la la, we can build an army really fast. So Titania, super cool. We're playing Nath. Nath is not insane, but it's control for everybody. Put some tokens under our control and we can always discard land, so it become meh to us. So I don't know if I should cut it or not, but it's okay. I haven't played it yet, so I'll have to try it. And Worm Harvest, that is another one of our win conditions. It's a 5 mana spell, a sorcery, that you create a 1/1 black-green worm creature for each land in our graveyard. And it has retrace, so we can replay it by discarding a land and paying its mana cost. So now every fetch that we play before becomes a potential 1/1 creature, and you can play this every single turn and draw a card with the Gitrog Monster, so great in this deck, believe me. As a 6-drop, we only have Rampaging Baloth. It has landfall, so whenever a land enters the battlefield under our control, we create a 4/4 beast creature token. Great. Another way to build an army. He's just like Titania. Fetches trigger him twice because the fetch land enters and you fetch and the other land enters the battlefield, so you have 8 power in the Earthshed. So we are playing Greens and Zenith because we run some interesting creatures and we have to be able to draw them some time. And as the last finisher, we are running an Ulamog. Ulamog is not insane, but let us cycle our library so we don't mill ourselves, and it's a really big creature that people have to deal with because you can eat players with him. So this is the Gitrog Monster deck. I hope you like it, and see you next week, guys.